Listen to me, my friend. I want you to stop for a second. Look at your life. Are you tired of feeling stuck? Are you tired of blaming everyone else for your problems? If you are, then good. This video is going to be hard to hear, but it is exactly what you need. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it is the only thing that can wake you up. You cannot heal if you keep touching your wounds. You cannot move forward if you are always looking back. And you will never be strong if you keep acting like a victim. This is your final warning. You can choose to be better, or you can choose to stay bitter. There is no middle ground. There are no shortcuts. There is only you, your choices, and your future. I am not here to give you soft words or fake smiles. I am here to show you the mirror. If you are ready to stop running from yourself, keep watching. This video might be the moment your real life begins, and as we go, you will also practice your English. You will hear powerful words and learn how to talk about big ideas. So while your mind gets stronger, your English gets better too. Lesson 1. Stop living in the past. Let me ask you a simple question. How many more years will you spend crying over things that you cannot change? You say you want a new life, but every night you hold on to your old memories like a favorite blanket. That bad breakup, that mistake, that failure. It is over. It is gone. You cannot change what happened yesterday, but you can choose who you become today. Let me give you a hard truth. If you keep looking back, you will trip and fall. Think about driving a car. If you only look in the rearview mirror, you are going to crash. Of course you are tired. You are carrying the heavy weight of 5 or 10 years of pain on your shoulders, and then you wonder why you feel so slow. Let me tell you about a guy named Leo. Leo failed his big exam 3 times. For years, he told everyone, "I could have been a doctor if that had not happened." He blamed his teachers. He blamed the school. He blamed the world. He lived in his past like it was a prison. But then he finally looked in the mirror and said, "I am tired of talking about what I could have been. I want to become someone new." He started learning computer coding online. It was not easy, and it did not change his past, but it gave him a future. Within 1 year, he had a new job and a new life. He stopped living in yesterday. You cannot delete your past, but you can stop letting it steal your future. Your future is dying every day that you stay in the past. So get up. Let go of those old stories. Your dreams are waiting for you, but they will not wait forever. Lesson 2. You are your own judge. Now this next part is going to hit home. You have probably forgiven others. You have moved on from that person who hurt you or that friend who let you down. But here is the secret. You have not forgiven yourself. And honestly, that is the most dangerous kind of pain. You are not angry at the world anymore. You are angry at your own reflection. You keep calling yourself names. You say, "I am so lazy. I always mess things up." Or, "I will never be good enough." You whisper these things to yourself until you actually believe them. And then you wonder why your confidence is completely gone. I need to tell you something that most people are too afraid to say. You are not healing because you still think you deserve to be punished. Yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you hurt people. And yes, you gave up when you should have kept going. But guess what? That version of you, the one who made those mistakes, is already gone. Why are you still burying yourself over and over again? Let me tell you about Maya. She is a talented artist from a small town. She spent 3 years stuck in a cycle of bad habits, wasting her potential and lying to the people who trusted her. When she finally got her life back on track, she did all the right things. She found a steady job, she started painting again, and she helped others in her community. But deep down, she still hated herself for the person she used to be. It stayed with her like a dark shadow. One day, her mentor asked her a simple question. If someone you loved had made those exact same mistakes, but changed their life just like you did, would you still be mad at them? Maya thought for a long time and said, "No, I would be proud of how far they came." Then her mentor asked, "Then why do you treat yourself differently?" That silence was everything. That silence is what is killing your progress. You need to stop punishing yourself for a version of you that does not exist anymore. You are not here to live in shame. You are here to rise. If you are brave enough, say this out loud right now. I forgive myself. I deserve a fresh start, and I will not let my past mistakes control my future. You are not your history. You are your potential. Stop being your own worst enemy and start being your own best friend. Lesson 3. Stop chasing, start attracting. Let me share a secret about how success, love, and people actually work. Desperation is like a bad smell. It is poison. The more you chase after love, attention, or success, the faster life runs away from you. Why? Because desperation screams fear. It tells the entire world, I do not believe I am enough, so please, come and complete me. That is not magnetic. It is not attractive. And frankly, it is not powerful. It is pathetic. I am telling you this because I want you to win. If you do not change this, you will spend your whole life running after things that will never stay. Think about Sam, a 24-year-old who wanted to make it big in the creative world. He was so hungry for attention that he would beg influencers to notice him. He sent hundreds of messages every single day, trying to copy what everyone else was doing. He got 0 likes, 0 followers, and absolutely no results. Do you know why? Because his energy felt needy. It shouted, "Please look at me. Please tell me I am good enough." Everything changed when he stopped. He quit begging. He started focusing on his own craft, building value in the quiet, and sharing his work for free. He stopped worrying about who was watching and started focusing on getting better. 6 months later, the game flipped. People started coming to him. They wanted to work with him because he finally became someone worth following. You do not attract what you beg for. You attract what you become. So stop sending that text to the person who ignores you. Stop begging the world to give you a chance. Make yourself undeniable. When you stop being desperate, you stop being a beggar, and you start being a magnet. When you are finally comfortable in your own skin, the world has no choice but to respect you. Stop chasing, start becoming, and watch how everything changes. Lesson 4. The power of no. Let me tell you something that most people are terrified to hear. Choosing yourself is not wrong. In fact, it is the most powerful move you can ever make. We are raised to believe that being selfish is a bad thing, that we should always put others first, always say yes, and always be the kind one. But here is the brutal truth. If you keep pouring your energy into other people while your own cup is bone dry, you will end up empty and bitter. They will keep taking and you will keep giving until you have nothing left to offer yourself. You feel exhausted, not because life is too difficult, but because you are constantly showing up for people who would never do the same for you. You answer every call, you fix every problem, and you carry burdens that were never yours to begin with. You call it loyalty or being a good friend. I call it self-destruction. You cannot save people who refuse to learn how to swim, and you certainly cannot fix people who do not want to be fixed. Start being selfish, and no, that does not mean hurting others. It means protecting your time, your peace, and your purpose like your life depends on it. Look at the most successful, grounded people in the world. They do not say yes to everything. They are very protective of their mornings and their mental space. They say no way more often than they say yes because they understand one simple thing. The more you give yourself away, the less of you there is left to build your own life. Be selfish with your morning routine. Be selfish with your vision for the future. Be selfish with your healing. If you do not protect these things, nobody else will. People will keep taking until you are burnt out, and then they will call you crazy for finally breaking down. Let them call you selfish. Let them talk. While they are busy judging you, you will be busy rebuilding your life in silence. When you finally choose yourself, the right people will stay, and the wrong ones will drift away. Both of those outcomes are a blessing. Lesson 5. Silence is your strength. Let us get one thing straight. If you cannot stand your own silence, you are not ready for real power. Most people are terrified of being alone. They run from it. They keep their phones loud, their minds busy with constant noise, and their lives filled with distractions. Why? Because silence forces you to face the truth you have been hiding from. I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time you sat in total silence, no music, no scrolling, no messaging anyone, and just felt at peace? If that sounds impossible or even scary, you are not strong. You are just busy hiding. Loneliness is not a punishment, it is your training ground. Every single great mind in history learned how to stand alone before they ever led anyone else. You think being alone is a curse? Think again. Loneliness is the gym where you build your emotional muscles. People who cannot be by themselves are dangerous because they will chase anyone, accept anything, and settle for crumbs just to avoid their own thoughts. You want real confidence? Then stop needing a notification to feel important. You want peace? Then sit with your own chaos until it becomes quiet. Learn to take yourself out for dinner. Learn to go for a long walk without headphones. Learn to be okay with just your own company. When you finally get comfortable being alone, you become unshakable. You no longer chase love, you attract it. You no longer beg for attention, you command respect. If you fear loneliness, you will always be a prisoner to other people's opinions. But if you master it, you will walk through this world as your own army, completely at peace with who you are. Lesson 6. Knowledge is your weapon. Here's the cold, hard truth that most people try to ignore. The world does not care how kind you are. It respects how sharp your mind is. Kindness without knowledge is just a trap. Hard work without a plan is just slavery. And big ambition without understanding is just frustration. If you are not seeking knowledge every single day with real focus and obsession, then you are not living. You are just following. You are a puppet for the system, a worker building someone else's dream, and a quiet victim of your own ignorance. You cannot win a game that you do not understand. And most people do not understand the world because they never read, they never reflect, and they never ask why. They spend their hours scrolling, binge-watching shows, and entertaining themselves to death. And then they call it relaxing. If you want power, you have to become a student of life. Study psychology so you can protect yourself from being manipulated. Study money so that it works for you instead of you working for it. Study language so that your words become a weapon instead of a whisper. You do not need an expensive degree to do this. You need obsession. You need to read when everyone else is sleeping. You need to learn when everyone else is out partying. You need to write your own ideas when everyone else is talking nonsense. Smart minds run the world, and uneducated minds are run by the world. It is that simple. The more you learn, the less you will fear. The more you grow, the less you will have to beg for opportunities. The more you know, the more you realize how much more is out there. Stop waiting for someone to teach you. Start teaching yourself. Even 15 minutes a day of focused learning can change your life more than 10 years of just drifting along. Be a student, be a seeker, and be dangerous. Lesson 7. Clean your garden. Let me make this simple. If you hang around fire long enough, you are going to get burned. If you surround yourself with poison, you are going to die. You do not rise by trying to be nice to everyone. You rise by choosing your circle as if your life depends on it. Because, honestly, it does. There are people in your life right now who are slowly eating away at your peace, just like termites in a house. They might not hit you, and they might not scream insults at you, but they are draining your energy. They laugh at your goals, they make you feel small, they talk behind your back, and they constantly convince you to settle for less. And you call them friends. You call them family. You say, "But I have known them for years." Let me give you a harsh reality check. Time does not make someone worth keeping. Behavior does. You are not being loyal. You are being trapped. You are not being kind. You are just afraid of a little conflict. You are not healing. You are just rotting in a toxic garden. If you want to grow, you have to do the work. You have to cut people off. You have to block them. You have to walk away and go silent. Not because you are rude, but because you are finally choosing your peace over your pain. Take a look at someone like Marcus, a guy who had a group of friends that always brought him down. Every time he spoke about his dreams, they would roll their eyes and say, "Who do you think you are?" For years, he kept them around because he was scared of being alone. But the moment he stopped talking to them, his whole life shifted. He finally had the mental space to focus, to build, and to breathe. If someone makes you feel small every time you share your vision, they are not your friend. If someone celebrates your failures more than your wins, they are not your supporter. If someone gossips to you about others, they are definitely gossiping about you when you are not there. If you keep letting this happen, you are no longer the victim, you are the accomplice. Get out, get far away, and never feel guilty for protecting your soul. You deserve a garden that helps you grow, not one that keeps you stuck. Lesson 8. Set your own price. Let me ask you a tough question. Why do you keep accepting things that you know you do not deserve? You stay in a job that pays you peanuts. You stay in a relationship that ignores your needs. You act like you are invisible, and you convince yourself that this is just how life is, or that this is the best you will ever get. Stop right there. It is not the best you can get. It is the best you believe you are worth. That is the real issue. You do not lack opportunities. You lack standards. And when you lower your standards, life just gives you the leftovers. Leftover respect, leftover time, and leftover love. You have literally trained the world to treat you like a discount version of yourself. Here is a hard truth. People will never treat you better than you treat yourself. If you keep saying yes when you mean no, if you keep laughing at jokes that hurt your feelings, or if you keep tolerating neglect as if it is a form of love, do not be surprised when life hits you back with pain. You teach people how to treat you. You train opportunities on how to find you. You tell the universe what you are ready for, not by what you pray for, but by what you allow. A famous speaker once said that you do not get what you want in life, you get what you believe. So ask yourself, what are you settling for right now, and why? Raise your price. Raise your voice. Raise your standards. The only thing worse than being alone is being with people who make you feel lonely. The only thing worse than being broke is working 10 hours a day for a job that kills your spirit. You were not put on this earth just to survive or to scrape by. You are here to soar, but the sky will never open up for you until you stop crawling through the mud that was never meant for you. Stop settling, start expecting more, and watch how the world begins to change its tune. Lesson 9. Failure is your teacher. Now listen to me closely. If you have ever felt your heart break into pieces, or if you have ever failed so badly that you wanted to just vanish, then congratulations. You are finally dangerous. You are no longer soft. You have touched rock bottom, and do you know what happens down there? You stop caring about what other people think. You stop playing pretend. You stop being weak. Heartbreak did not destroy you. It revealed who you really are. Failure did not ruin your life. It burned away all the lies and the fake parts of your world so you could finally rebuild the truth. Think about how diamonds are created. They are not made in comfort or under applause. They are forged under intense pressure, in the dark, and through crushing weight. You are exactly the same. Your pain was your rebirth. Your failure was the fuel you needed to move forward. People who never lose never grow, and people who never fail stay soft. But you have bled, you have cried, and you have kept moving. That makes you unbreakable. Look at the legends. Think of a famous athlete who was cut from his school team, or an author whose first book was rejected dozens of times. They did not let that failure become their identity. They used it as a whetstone to sharpen their skills. They did not let the no stop them. They let it push them. Stop telling yourself that you are broken. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are transforming into the version of yourself that your pain was meant to awaken. The struggle you are feeling today will be the story that someone else survives because of you tomorrow. So stop trying to hide your scars. Wear them like armor. You have already survived the absolute worst of it. Now stop looking back, pick up the pieces, and go build the best version of your life. Lesson 10. Change your perspective. Let me blow your mind for a second. The situation did not destroy you. Your perspective did. When you lose a job, most people spiral into despair. But someone with a winner's mindset says, "Now I am finally free to find something better." When you get betrayed, you could choose to see it as a curse, or you could see it as a filter that showed you who is actually real and who is not. When you fail, you could call yourself a loser, or you could see it as a masterclass on how not to do it next time. Nothing in life has inherent meaning except for the meaning you decide to give it. You cannot control every single thing that happens to you, but you have total control over what it means to you. That is where your true power lies. Think about a man like Arthur, who spent years in a brutal prison camp. He lost everything: his family, his home, and his freedom. He was tortured, starved, and lived in constant darkness. But even in that hell, he wrote that the last of all human freedoms is the ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He refused to let the world break his mind. And here you are, letting one bad breakup or one rejection destroy your self-worth. You are living your whole life through a broken camera lens. If your life feels hard, maybe it is not the situation that is heavy. Maybe it is your thinking that is weighing you down. If you cannot change the world outside, change the angle you are looking from. Winners in life are not the people who got lucky. They are the people who looked at their pain and turned it into their power. Stop playing the victim of your circumstances and start being the architect of your own meaning. Change your perspective and you will change your entire world. Lesson 11. You can change in a second. This might be the most important truth in this entire video. so listen with everything you have got. You are only one decision away from an entirely different life. Not 10 years away, not 5 months away, just one single second. The very moment you say, I am done accepting this, I refuse to live like this anymore, and I am no longer this version of me, that is the second your old self begins to die. The chains start to break, the fog begins to clear, and the energy in your body starts to wake up. Do you think real change takes a long time? Think again. Change takes commitment. Time is just the echo of that one firm decision. Think about the people who woke up one morning and decided they would never touch alcohol again. Think about the person who got their heart broken, wiped away their tears, and started a $1 million business just a year later. Think about those who were depressed for a decade, and then one day they finally screamed, I do not want this pain anymore. That scream became their sword. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for permission? Are you waiting for the perfect day or a motivational quote to save you? Stop. This is your permission. This is your moment. This is your second. Look around at your life. You built all of this with your thoughts, your choices, and your fears. But that also means you have the power to unmake it. You can rebuild it all. You can walk away from your current mess right now. Not tomorrow, not after one more heartbreak, but now. The new you is not waiting for a perfect plan. The new you is just waiting for the old you to finally get out of the way. Stop waiting for the world to change and start changing your own world. Your second is now. Lesson 12. Build a healthy lifestyle. Everyone talks about wanting to feel better. We all want to be sharper, calmer, more focused, and truly alive. But here is the catch. Very few people are actually willing to do the work to take care of their body and their mind. Let me tell you something most people ignore. You cannot fix your life if you are living in a broken body or a poisoned mind. If you feed yourself junk, you are going to think like junk. If you only sleep 4 hours a night, you lose your willpower. If you never move your body, your mind will become slow, reactive, and eventually depressed. That is not just laziness. That is chemical chaos. People try to fix their depression with shopping. They try to cure their anxiety with too much caffeine. They try to heal their trauma with expensive vacations. None of that works. You have to start simple. Wake up and drink a glass of water before you even touch your phone. Move your body, even if it is just a 15-minute walk. Eat real food, not plastic. Meditate, not just to feel peace, but to gain power over your thoughts. Say no to the sugar, no to the endless scrolling, and no to the sleepless nights. If your body is sick, your spirit simply cannot rise. But when your body starts to heal, you start to remember who you actually are. A healthy lifestyle is not about having a perfect look. It is about having a clear mind. It is about protecting your mission. It is about staying dangerous in a world that wants you to be weak. If you want to be mentally unbreakable, then take care of your gut, your energy, and your sleep. The most successful people do not do it for the abs. They do it for clarity, control, and consistency. Stop saying you are too busy to be healthy. If you are too busy to stay alive, you have already lost the game. Your body is your temple, your machine, and your greatest weapon. Treat it like one, and it will carry you to a version of yourself you did not even know existed. Lesson 13. Know when to let go. This is a tough one to swallow, but it is necessary if you want to move forward. The truth is, you are not actually stuck. You are just afraid to let go. You keep trying to repair things that are already broken beyond fix. You keep chasing people who have already walked out of your life. You keep watering dead plants and wondering why nothing is blooming. It is time to let go. Let go of the old friendships that only take from you. Let go of the dreams that no longer fit who you are becoming. Let go of the identity you built inside your pain. That version of you, the one who only knew how to survive, is not the version of you that is going to win. Letting go does not mean you are giving up. Letting go means you love yourself enough to stop repeating a cycle that does not serve you. Yes, it will hurt. You will miss the comfort of the familiar. You will question your choices. But one day, you will wake up and realize you were not losing. You were shedding your old skin. You are making space for something better. Most people stay stagnant because they are too busy clinging to things they have already outgrown. You cannot walk into your future with your hands full of your past. Think of someone like Elias, a guy who left a high-paying, stable career to start a small, uncertain project he was passionate about. Everyone thought he was crazy. He had to let go of the security, the title, and the predictable life so he could build a future that only he could see. Now he is changing his field completely. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is the highest form of self-leadership. So, here is your test. If something is costing you your peace, it is simply too expensive. Let it go before it rots everything else you are trying to build. Lesson 14. Be delusional. I am going to say something that most people will never understand. Being a realist is exactly what is keeping you broke, depressed, and invisible. You keep calling yourself a realist, as if that is some kind of badge of wisdom. No, that is just fear wearing a mask of logic. You tell yourself, I cannot be successful because I did not go to the right school, I did not have the right connections, or I have always been this way. That is not the truth. That is just a script you are reading from, a prison you built for yourself because it feels safer than the unknown. You need to become delusional. Yes, you heard me right. Be delusional enough to believe that you can build a massive life from your bedroom. Be delusional enough to believe that you can heal from your deepest trauma without waiting for an apology from anyone. You can rewrite your life at any age, from any background, and at any time. You think that sounds crazy? Let me wake you up to reality. There are people out there right now becoming millionaires just by filming what they eat, playing video games, teaching languages, or simply sharing their thoughts on life. They believed they could do it long before anyone else did. They posted when nobody was watching. They sold when nobody was buying. They practiced when nobody was clapping. And now they are free because they were stubborn enough to believe they did not need anyone's permission to be great. Be so delusional that the world laughs at you. Then, stay quiet and let your success do the talking. The most dangerous person in any room is not the one with the highest IQ. It is the one who believes in their vision so deeply that nothing can stop them. So go ahead. Be bold, be dramatic, be too much, because that is where the breakthrough lives. If you want a safe, boring life, stay realistic. But if you want a legendary life, be delusional. Lesson 15. Create a routine. Let us be brutally honest. Without a strict routine, you are not in control of your life. You are just surviving the chaos. Your days control you. Your mood controls you. Your phone controls you. And your cravings control you. It is no wonder you feel lost, left behind, and tired all the time. You wake up every single morning without a plan and expect to somehow succeed. You scroll through social media before you even stretch. You eat whatever is nearby before you hydrate, and you chase notifications before you chase your own mission. You are reactive, not powerful. But the moment you build a routine and stick to it with military-level discipline, everything shifts. This is not just about productivity. It is about your identity. Every time you follow your schedule, Even when you really do not feel like it, you are training your brain to say, I keep my promises to myself. I show up. I do not negotiate with my own weakness. That is not just a routine, that is a weapon. Here is the difference between the average and the elite. Average people say, I will do it when I feel like it. Elite people say, I will do it because this is what I do, period. No debate, no delay, and no drama. Think of a legend like Kobe Bryant. He did not become a basketball icon because he trained only when he felt good. He trained when he was exhausted. He trained at 4 a.m. He trained until pain became his language. He knew that success is not a one-time event. Success is a schedule. You do not rise when life feels easy. You rise when your routine remains solid, no matter what happens around you. So build one. Set a wake-up time, a workout time, a deep focus time, and a no-phone zone. Create your own sleep rituals and mindset resets. Then protect that schedule like your life depends on it, because it does. Your dreams will never grow in a pile of chaos. They grow in systems. And you build those systems with discipline, not with emotion. Stop waiting for the right mood and start following the right plan. Lesson 16. Nobody can make you feel anything. Let me burn a lie you have been carrying around for way too long. People often say, he made me angry, she broke my heart, or they made me feel like a failure. No, they did not. They did something, sure, but you are the one who chose the meaning behind it. This is not about blaming you for your pain. This is about giving you your power back. Nobody can control your inner world unless you hand them the remote control. You do not get angry just because someone said something mean. You get angry because you chose to believe it. You do not get heartbroken just because they walked away. You get heartbroken because you told yourself the story that you are not enough. Here is the raw truth. People can hurt you, but only you can decide how long you bleed. Do you realize how much power that gives you? If someone insults you and you refuse to let it enter your mind, it has zero power over you. If someone ignores you and you refuse to take it personally, it does not touch your worth. It is your choice. That is emotional mastery. That is mental strength. That is what makes someone truly dangerous in life. Not being cold or cruel, but being in complete control of your own reactions. Look at someone like Nelson, who spent nearly 3 decades locked behind bars. He did not come out of that prison filled with hate. He came out with love, because even in a tiny cell, he controlled his own thoughts, his own meaning, and his own emotions. He said that he was not a prisoner. He was simply preparing to lead. You do not need to be in a jail cell to be a prisoner. Most people are already locked inside their own minds, begging for someone on the outside to give them the key. But here is the secret. You have always had the key. So the next time pain comes knocking, say this to yourself. You can try to hurt me, but you cannot make me feel weak. You cannot break me unless I hand you the hammer. You are the master of your own mind. Lesson 17. Nobody is coming to save you. This is going to sting, but if you truly hear it, your entire life will pivot. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your family, not your friends, not your partner, and not the universe. It is just you, standing alone in the dark with a heavy heart, a tired mind, and a dream that feels too fragile to hold. You have been waiting for a sign, waiting for a miracle, or waiting for someone to finally see how much you are hurting. But they won't, because this battle was always yours to fight. Here is why this harsh truth is actually a gift. The second you stop waiting to be rescued, you finally start moving. You quit the habit of saying, "They do not support me," or "they should have helped me," and you start saying, "This is my life, I will build it. This is my pain, I will heal it. This is my dream, I will protect it." This is the exact moment the victim dies and the warrior is born. Every morning, your alarm rings and you have two choices. You can hit snooze and try to escape the responsibility of the day, or you can get up and face it head on. But remember this, one day there will be no one there to wake you up. No parents, no teachers, no boss. It will just be you and the decision. Do I rise and build my life, or do I stay in bed and delay my future? An alarm clock is a small thing, but it is a mirror of your entire mindset. If you wait for someone to push you, you will always be trailing behind. But if you train yourself to rise, even when you feel like staying down, you become unstoppable. Life does not send out reminders. Opportunities do not wait for you to feel ready. And no one is coming into your room to tell you, "Hey, it is time to change your life." That is on you. So next time the alarm rings, do not just hear it, feel it. It is not just waking your body up, it is testing your future. Nobody is coming, but your life is waiting. Get up, show up, and rise, even if no one is there to clap for you. Lesson 18. Your life is your responsibility. Let us end this with the final, most important blow. This is the one truth that separates the people who stay stuck from those who become truly unshakable. No one owes you a perfect life. No one owes you happiness, love, or easy success. Not your parents, not society, not the government, and not life itself. You entered this world with nothing, and that was your starting point. From that day forward, everything that happens to you is your job to handle. It is your job to heal from what broke you. It is your job to learn what you were never taught. It is your job to forgive what you never deserved, and to build what you were never given. You think you were supposed to be handed your dream on a silver platter? No, you were given a brain, a body, and a beating heart. Now go use them. You want to be powerful? Then take full ownership of your existence. There is a huge difference between blame and responsibility. Blame says, "It is their fault that I am broken." Responsibility says, "It is my job to fix it anyway." As the entrepreneur Tom once said, the day he realized his life was 100% his own fault was the day he finally became free. True freedom does not come from doing whatever you want. It comes from doing what you must to reach your potential. Stop crying for fairness. The world does not give you what you deserve. It gives you what you take responsibility for. Your life is a business, and you are the CEO. If it fails, you are the one responsible for the turnaround. This truth is not cruel, it is a crown. Wear it with pride. My amazing friend, if you have watched this far, I need you to hear me clearly. You are not broken, you are becoming. You are not too late. You are exactly on time. You are not powerless. You are one decision away from a completely different life. No more waiting. No more blaming. No more crying for people who do not clap for you. You were built for more, but you have to choose it every single day. Starting today, let go of what is killing you, forgive what is behind you, and build what is waiting inside you. The world does not need another quiet soul. The world needs you, fully awake, fully alive, and finally in control. Be the person you needed when you were hurting. Be the warrior your younger self was praying for, and do not ever stop again. If this message touched your heart and woke something up inside you, do not just leave. Join this community. Subscribe right now, because this channel is not about fake motivation. It is about truth, healing, and building real power. I promise you, this is just the beginning of your transformation. I believe in you. Now you go out there and believe in yourself. See you in the next one. Let us go.